In this video, I will be going over my custom painted Marvel Legends Thanos BAF. This figure came out a few years ago in its own wave. This is not the Walmart exclusive repainted. This is the BAF from the wave. The wave had Batroc, it had a Captain America, and it had a Hulk in it, I believe. And it had what was her name? The yellow chick with the sticks, Wildcat, I want to say. I had a few figures in that wave. But this is the BAF from that wave. This is not the Walmart one. Now the BAF had this really drab gold on it, and I didn't like it at all. So I wanted to repaint it, and I used the Model Masters acrylic gold. I used a few different. I had to use like probably 4 or 5, maybe even 6 coats on each piece, because that gold takes a while to cover. It takes a few coats to cover, so I had to use a bunch of coats to do it. Yeah, the stock gold it came with just wasn't working for me. The more I looked at it, the more I hated it, so I had to repaint it. The yellow on the inserts, because that's not normally there. This yellow's not normally there, so I put that's a Model Masters acrylic chrome yellow, and it was crazy too. I didn't think it would work, but I painted it in there, and then I wiped off the excess, and it came out amazing. Like, it came out way better than I thought it was gonna come out. This is one of my favorite. I know I said it about all my customs. Honestly, all of my customs are my favorite, because I see the stock figure of this, and it's like, I don't even understand why Hasbro went through the trouble of making something so terrible, if you get what I'm saying. I even gave him his own Infinity Gauntlet, because I like the Walmart one, but no one's cashed it that I know about, and I don't want to pay like $13 for a hand. So I just made my own. I pulled a Thanos and said, fine, I'll do it myself. So I just got these little gems from my girlfriend. She had them in this little container. It was like a circular container, and it had a bunch of different color stones in it. And I just took them off, and I had to make some low points on the gloves so they would glue onto it, and I just glued them down. The only one I had to paint was this one, because there's yellow, blue, purple, green, and there wasn't an orange one in the pack, so I just had to put I put this same chrome over the yellow, and it made it darker, and I got the red one right there. So I just went with that, and I gave him this is not the movie configuration, this is the comic configuration of the stones, and I wanted to go with that just to differentiate the difference between the two. But yeah, I didn't do anything else. I'm thinking about putting a wash over it just to make him look a little bit different, and to bring down his gloss blue, because I'm really not a fan of the gloss blue. But yeah, this figure came out pretty sick. It's one of my favorite figures. Thanos is one of my favorite villains. He is my all-time favorite villain of anything, because he's just, like, his purpose for doing things is crazy. Like, and he's very strategic. Like, people don't see that. I mean, you can see that in Infinity War, but he's very strategic in what he does. That's what makes him one of my favorite villains, and he's just a badass dude. Like, his team is badass. I can't wait till we get some comic versions of the Black Order so I can put him with him, because you know they're coming. You know they're making comic Black Order, because they got all the MCU ones coming out. But yeah, Model Masters acrylic gold on everything. I use a yellow chrome for the inserts. And easily, after I painted it, because I didn't do the yellow right away, I did the yellow second, because I was just gonna leave it gold. And I'm like, I started looking at reference pictures, and I'm looking at different comics he appeared in this suit, and I'm just like, okay, I gotta put the yellow in there, because in the comics, all of this yellow, I think it's orange in the comics, but these pieces here are yellow. All of the yellow, it glows off of his suit in the comics, and I really wanted to get that in there, like get that effect coming off, and I think the yellow really sells it. Making it look like it's glowing, and I did it all the way around. I didn't paint the spine because I didn't want it to rub, and I'm pretty sure, does it go back? Yeah, it does. I didn't want the spine to rub when I did it, but I don't think it will, so I might paint it. I didn't want it to rub as I articulated this. Oh, there's another mod I did on him too. Anybody who has these figures, they know the torso is generally really loose on these. The torso is so loose, you feel like it's broke. Like this piece will just rattle and wiggle no matter what you do. So what I did was I put my hot glue gun out. I let my hot glue gun run through the cycle because I have a hot low. So I put it on high, and it drops off these little hot glue driplets, and I cut those in half. I took my X-Acto and I shoved them in between the torso joint, if you can see that. I shoved them in there, and it really tightens up this joint. So his joint's not so loose. Like, it's still a little bit loose, but it's not as loose as it was. Now, if you have this figure, even a Walmart one, it's extremely loose. Like, it's ridiculous how loose it is. And I did this little trick I do with the hot glue, and it really worked. And it tripped me out because I thought they were gonna come out over time as I play with him and mess with him. But like, he still retains all articulation. I don't even think you can see. You know, you can't even see where I put the hot glue in. But it's just not as loose. But he still articulates and everything. The hot glue's in there. It hasn't came out at all. And even if it does, I know how to fix it. Because that was a major problem with this figure, is like, because for instance, his legs were really loose. He was just a really loose figure, period. Like, I think one of these arms, I even had to hot glue it in. I think it was this one. This arm fell out so many times. And I just put a little dab of hot glue on the peg and I shoved it in there, and it doesn't come out now. It still works. It still moves up and articulates everywhere. Hot glue is really a fix-all for simple, like really, really simple problems with these things. You'd be surprised the things hot glue fixes. But that'll be another video. Custom painted Marvel Legends BAF Thanos. One of my favorite villains. He's a really cool character. He looks really sick too. Like even with the gauntlet, and I painted the hand. The stock hand looks like this. It looks just like the other one, but the stock hand looks like that. And I just painted it gold. The same thing. I used about 6 or 7 coats of the paint because it doesn't cover in one coat. I wish it did. I used about 6 or 7 coats of it, and I just went over the hand a few times. I did everything I was supposed to do with the paint. And I don't airbrush. I use all paint brushes. I use paint brushes and regular paint. I want to get into airbrushing, but it's just not really a thing I can do at the moment. So hand brushing doesn't bother me because I know how to. Sometimes I know how to get rid of brush strokes, and sometimes I don't. But if you dilute your paint and you don't use a lot of paint on the brush, you won't have brush strokes. Yeah, this is all hand brushed on. I did the head too, and the blue's on the outside of it, so it makes it really like tedious. But yeah, as I kept doing it and I kept painting, it got better and better. But look at that sinister face. That's what makes me like this one more than the Walmart one, because that face is so sinister. Like, he just looks like he's up to no good. Like, he's ready to wreck everything you stand for. That face is crazy. But there's a final look of it. The gold I painted with the yellow chrome on the inserts. And like I said, this is not the Walmart Thanos. This is the BAF from the Thanos wave they had a few years ago. One of the main figures I do remember being in that wave was the MCU Hulk, and a lot of people are looking for that figure. That's what makes me know, because people don't want the leg; they just want the Hulk. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this big guy, this badass. Let me know what you think about it. Leave a comment. Subscribe if you haven't. Thanks for watching.